Okay, today we are going to learn about how to use your Fleming left hand rules to determine your force acted on a moving charge. So before we start out to know how to use, so we have to know what is your finger indicates. So for Fleming left hand rules, so your thumb and your index fingers has to be 90 degrees to each other. And then for your middle finger and also index fingers has to be 90 degrees to each other. So this is how your Fleming left hand rules looks like. Okay. So what is this three fingers indicates? So in short, I will call it as FBV. FBV. F means that the forces that acting on a moving charge for your thumb. And then B means that your direction of your magnetic field. B. Okay. V means the direction of your moving charge or your direction of your velocity for your moving charge. So this is FBV. FBV. Okay, now before we start to use, look at this one. So when you look at your questions, you have X and Y axis, which is very common. You already know how to determine your X and Y axis. But when you have your in and out, because this is three direction, so this and this and this, you have X, Y, Z axis. So X is horizontal axis, which is to the left or to the right. For Y is up and down directions. For Z is in and out. So for this one, out means, so let's say you have this one as your X and Y axis. So this one is your X axis, this one is your Y axis. So going out for this one is actually like this, going out. Okay, this is going out means like this. Okay, if going in means this one, going into the page. So this is going into the page, same as this one, this is going into the page. Okay, if you have this type of arrow means going in. If you have this one means going out. Okay, it's actually like this, look like this, so in and out. So this is your jack axis. Okay, in and out, X and Y. Okay, now take a look on this first example. Okay, the first example. So this is F, B, and V. So I will cross my thumb first to show the V and B direction, because you want to determine your F, so you can cross your thumb first in order to check your V and B. So V is for your middle fingers and B for your index fingers. So you have this direction, V pointing to the right, B is pointing upwards. So for your thumbs, it will show you outwards. Look at this thumb is pointing outwards. So your F is actually pointing outwards for your example 1, positive charge. This is for positive charge. What if now the positive charge change to negative charge and both are in the same, moving in the same direction? This is your V is moving to the right and B is still acting upwards. Your magnetic field is still acting upwards. But now this force that show on your negative point charge is actually opposite to the thumb. Means that when you apply your Fleming left hand rules on a negative charge, when your thumb is pointing outwards, then your F is actually pointing inwards, opposite to it. So you have inwards force. So your force for your negative charge, instead of pointing out, now the F is pointing in, means your point charge is moving into the pitch. Okay, not in, sorry, the point charge is not moving into the pitch. The force is pointing inwards. For positive, because thumb is pointing outwards, so the F is pointing outwards. Okay, now take a look for the example 2. So you have your V in this direction too. So cross your thumb, so you check for your V first. V is pointing right, and B for this one, the cross means pointing into the pitch. So this is into the pitch, so it's actually look like this. Okay, so now your thumb show you upwards direction. Now your thumb show you upwards direction means that your F is pointing up. Your F is pointing up. Okay, so now your F is pointing up for your positive charge. Well, for your negative charge, V is pointing to the right and B is inwards. Now this thumb pointing up, but for negative charge, it means negative opposite direction, so your F will be pointing downwards direction. So you have your negative charge, which the F is acted downwards. Instead of acted upwards, now your F is acting downwards for your negative charge. Okay, the third example. So for the third example, you have your V for this one, show you the point charge is moving out. How? You compare this one, this is moving out, so this V is moving out, then B is moving down. So V is moving out, B is moving out, B is pointing down. Okay, now F is to the right. I repeat it again. Look like this. V is pointing up, for your middle finger is pointing up, B is downwards, and then F is to the right. So you have your force acted on this example 3 is to the right. Sorry. Okay, to the right. Now for this one, example 4, it's negative charge. So V is pointing in. For this one, it shows that pointing in. Look at this, compare with this one. So it's actually pointing into the pitch. So your V is pointing in, so this one have to be pointing in, and B is pointing down. Okay, B is pointing down. Okay, this one pointing in, this is pointing down. So now your thumb show you to the left because of your negative charge. So because of your negative charge, okay, because of the negative charge, if you look carefully, this is negative charge. So instead of pointing to the left, your force to be pointing to the right. So this is your F on example 4. So can you understand and how to use Fleming left hand rules? If you want to test it your own, so I give you some questions for you to test your understanding on this Fleming's left hand rules. Okay, so you may pause your video to check on your understanding using the Fleming left hand rules. So pause for a while, then I will show you the answer. Okay, is it okay? Okay, now that is the answer for these 8 questions. Okay, so this is the answer. Are you get it all right? So if you are wrong if you get it all wrong, so you have to re-watch your video, or you can practice it more times, then you will get used to your Fleming left hand rules. So if you get it all right, congratulations, you have already understand how to use your Fleming left hand rules on the moving point charge. So to determine your force acting on a moving point charge, you can use your Fleming left hand rules. So see you in the next video. Thank you.